Welcome back. As you probably saw in the title to this video, I am considering my options of going back to being an owner operator. So, I wanted to do this video to walk you through, and this helps me out also. And it makes sometimes my videos come out and they don't really make sense, but if you watch them and you watch them again, sometimes it does make sense. And that's what I have to do myself. I watch my own videos, and sometimes I get through with the video and I go, that didn't make any sense whatsoever. But then I go back and watch it and I go, oh yeah, that did make sense. And I don't use a script. I don't even take notes or anything. This is just ideas flying off of the top of my head, something that I think about while I'm driving, and then, I do a video about it. So, thinking about going back to being an owner operator, and I haven't thought about this in depth for a while. What has changed? This job. This job has got me really to thinking about becoming an owner operator again, and also weighing my options as well. And let me explain it. Let's start out with this truck here. This truck, I believe, is a 21 or 22 International LT 625 is what they call them. It's the new International, the upgraded Pro Star, I guess is what you call these. After Navistar sold off to Volkswagen, this is the Volkswagen International, and it has got the A26 engine in it. It's got the electric APU under the sleeper. That's what I'm running right now. It works good. And I have a little turbo fan. Let me see if I can show you. Nope, you can't see it. But trust me, you can probably hear it. There's a little turbo fan running back there in the sleeper that stirs the air up and makes it even cooler in here. Great truck. No lights on the dash, no problems with the DEF, no issues. It has just been a rock solid truck. I have done some work to this truck, and you may say that's odd because it's a company truck, but I have done some repairs, and I'm going to do some more repairs to it. I may put that video out this weekend and show you what repair I was doing on this, and the repair that I did to this truck will work basically for all trucks that have airbag suspension on them. A guy that I like watching myself is Trucking with Cliff. I don't know that I've mentioned him on the channel before. I've been meaning to, but go check his channel out, Trucking with Cliff. He's a good guy. He's from Oklahoma. I won't hold that against him. But he's a good guy, and he loves pets. He's got a lot of animals over there at the house, so you gotta like him for that. And he did a video about an airbag suspension on a trailer. Well, I was having the same problem with this truck, and I did a repair to it, and I didn't get it quite right, so I'm going to do some more repairs to it, and I've talked to the owner about it, and I may do that video this weekend to show you what I'm doing. That goes in along with this video too about becoming an owner operator again. So let's start out with this truck, like I said, and I like this truck. There's no problem with it, and I was a little sitting on the fence about this job. I said that when I was coming over here, and I'm still, sitting on the fence, unsure of everything. But the more that I work here, the more that I see how the guy is, and the runs and everything, I really enjoy it here. To give you an example of what I like about it, he told me right from the start, I like all of the trucks parked somewhere between 10 and midnight, because that's about the time I go to bed. I do not like the trucks running at night. It worries me thinking about hitting deer or having a blowout, or, don't even want to think about an accident, but something happening at night, waking me up, getting me out of bed, and having to go through all of that. And I still have to get up in the morning and come back to work and book loads and everything. I'd rather have everybody just go to bed, you know, park and everything. And I wasn't sure that he was being serious about that, but I think it was the first week I worked here. I was pulling into a truck stop and heard my phone ding and looked down. It was him texting me and said, "Hey, since you're in that truck stop, go ahead and park, and get you a good night's sleep. I'm about to go to bed." Which, that's why I was pulling into the truck stop, was to go to sleep. And it was about 11:30 at night. It's 10 o'clock on the nose right now. I've been parked since about 9:50, something like that. I just had a few minutes to set up the camera and everything and get rolling. So, like that, I like that myself. Park at night, get a good night's sleep, get up in the morning, get your 10 hours in, roll on. Bust out another day and go to bed and do it again the next day. I like running like that myself, and we're on the same page with that. The other thing is the pay here. I really thought this guy was wanting to run my ass into the ground. I really did. When I first talked to him, that was the vibe I got, that he did a flat rate of pay. And with the flat rate that he quoted me at, with the other job that I just left to come here, I would have had to bust out about 3,000 to 3,200 miles a week to get that type of pay at the other job. And with this guy, he's, like I said, at a flat rate, so you get that every single week. But he told me you would run somewhere in the neighborhood of 22 to 3,000 miles a week, in that range. And he said, I'm just going to call it. I'm just going to make a flat rate of pay out of it. We're all working together here, and it's close enough, a little bit in your favor, but close enough. And I'm just going to call it and write everybody a check out for the same amount every week. That way we all work together. And that's it. And so far, I have not run my ass off at all here. There's plenty of days that I only run 8 hours a day. There's a couple of days that I've ran my whole 11 hours out. Couple of times I've only worked 7 hours in a day. So there's that. And no way that I'm running my ass off here at all. And let me think. Another example I wanted to say was, last night I had a delivery in Lebanon, Tennessee. Now, I know there are some viewers to this channel that have talked about Lebanon, Tennessee. Well, you're not officially from Tennessee unless you pronounce the name of the town correctly, and it is called Lebanon. It's Lebanon, Tennessee, because that's the way the locals pronounce it. You're in the South, you got to pronounce it Southern. You don't call it Lebanon, you call it Lebanon. Lebanon, Tennessee. But anyway, I'm joking there. But last night I was in Lebanon, Tennessee, and he messaged me this morning and he said, I know it's going to be a bit of a deadhead, but I need you to get back up to Missouri to pick up a load. I had a truck go down today, and I got to get this load covered. So come up here, grab the load, excuse me, and come down to Alabama with it for in the morning. So I took off. I went to Missouri, picked the load up, and I'm here in Alabama about an hour from my delivery in the morning. And I know what he's going to do, as I've worked here long enough. He's going to say, drop that load off, pick another load up. It's Thursday, and he's either going to run me back up to Missouri and drop the load off and then pick up one coming home, or something like that. Tomorrow is Thursday. This is Wednesday night. And, it's not going to be a hard week. It's just not. So, with that being said, I like being a company driver here. It's got its perks. You got every weekend off. You get paid good. Good truck, no issues. I work on the truck. I like making sure that everything works on the truck the way it should. If I run into an issue that I need help with, he's got a shop, and we pull it in there and work on it. And I work on it in the shop too. So we're all working together here, and I like that. So he also does owner-operators here. He also leases on owner-operators. Here's something I was wanting to show you. I had it pulled up on my phone for this video, and I just lost it. Give me just a second. I'll have it pulled right back up. Of course, whenever you go on camera, it disappears. Right there it is. Right there. A 2019 International LT, and I don't know if you can see that price. $15,000. 15 grand for a 2019. And I looked at the ad. The truck is a little higher on the miles, but it is this truck, this same truck, just silver. This truck is silver. The truck I'm driving, is blue, but exactly the same truck, couple of years older, more miles on it. But the guy said, no check engine lights, everything works, it's DOT ready to hit the road. $15,000. There was another truck I saw, and it was a 2-owner. The guy said in the ad that he had the truck basically since it was new. And this was a 95 or 96 model Freightliner FLD. Not a show truck, not anything to ride home about, but 95 or 96 FLD with a 12.7 Detroit, a 10-speed. It's a flat top, and he said, I'll tell you everything that the truck needs. It needs absolutely nothing. The truck's ready to go. I'm assuming it's an older guy, and he's just wanting to get out of trucking because he had the trailer for sale as well. And $10,000, $10,000 cash, and the truck needs absolutely nothing. It's a 12.7 Detroit. I mean, that's a no-brainer. That's a truck that anybody with any kind of experience whatsoever can work on. Easy peasy, 12.7 Detroit with a 10-speed. I mean, that's like a Volkswagen Bug. You know, that is the simplest semi truck on the road, the most simple semi truck on the road. Anybody can work on that. You can get parts anywhere for that truck, and yeah. So here's my way of thinking, and this is kind of where I'm sitting on the fence, and I really would like somebody's input, and maybe this will help me when I go back and watch this video too. Here's the thing. I'm going to be making good money as a company driver here as long as it holds out. He does offer the option to becoming an owner operator here. With becoming an owner operator here, you do the same job as you do as a company driver. He does not have different loads excuse me, for company driver versus owner operator. Everything's the same. Everything will be exactly the same. As long as the truck passes the DOT, as long as you can run an ELD in the truck, as long as the truck's road ready and not any problems, you're going to be doing the same thing either way. The added benefit of being an owner operator here is you'll make $1,500 to $2,000 extra a week on top of what I'm making as a company driver. And that is after fuel, after deductions, after everything. You're still not running hard, and you still have every weekend off. Wow. You see why I'm thinking about becoming an owner operator again. That is on top of what I'm already making, and I'm already making decent, very good money. In fact, I don't know where else I could go making the money that I make here with the way he runs here and having every weekend off. I don't know where else I can go to make that every single week. And then to be going over to being an owner operator and making $1,500 to $2,000 extra a week on top of what I'm already making. But here's the thing that I'm going to tell you guys about. And I've said this in previous videos, and I totally honestly mean this. My truck that is sitting in the driveway needs some work. I would say 8 to 10,000 range to get my truck up and going and on the road. I could buy this 95, 96 model like I was talking about, 10,000 out the door, and it's good to go, road ready. It's near my house. I could go by and look at it and check it out. That's an option. I could buy that truck and then become an owner operator here and take the extra money and put in my truck that's in the driveway and have 2 trucks. I could buy this International LT 625, the silver one that I just showed you, $15,000. Same thing, doesn't need anything, road ready to go. Here's the way I would do it. If I bought the FLD or I bought the International, I wouldn't immediately just throw those trucks on the road. I would not. I don't know those trucks. I don't know the ins and outs of the trucks. Any truck that you buy is probably going to need something, even if you're just customizing it just for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that OFLD doesn't have an APU on it. It doesn't. So right now, instead of burning up and, being hot. It's 90 degrees down here in Alabama, even at night. So I would have to idle the truck. So it would use extra fuel and extra wear and tear on the engine idling it at night. Or I would have to put an APU on it. Yeah, my truck at home has an APU, but it needs to be worked on. It doesn't work in its current form. The engine needs some work on it. It needs brakes and tires also. I would, whichever way that I would go, I would buy the truck and pay cash for it. And while I'm home on the weekends, I would tinker around with it, drive it, make sure that everything's good on it. Maybe replace tires, replace brakes, whatever it needs. Change the oil, put filters on it, whatever. But I would do it all with cash. I would do everything with cash. I would not finance anything whatsoever on the truck in the driveway. This international truck I was talking about, possibly I could buy. The FLD that I could possibly buy. Or I could just say, hold up, I'm not even becoming an owner operator at all. We're putting that way down the line. And I could just stay here as a company driver, ride it out. I'm making decent money. I can keep putting this money into investments, into the stocks, and like I've been doing, and making money with that. And just ride it out as a company driver. There's nothing wrong whatsoever with being a company driver here. The only reason I would consider becoming an owner operator again is this company. Because everything is so consistent. The pay is consistent. The runs are consistent. Everything is consistency here. And getting that extra $1,500 to $2,000 per week on top of what I'm already making as a company driver, with like a $10,000 to $20,000 investment. I mean, you're talking about almost like $15,000 a month in the bank every month, and doing that with a paid for truck and not running hard and having weekends off. It's kind of a no-brainer, really. But the only thing that's holding me back is I'm going to do it with a paid for truck, and I'm going to do it with a truck that is road ready, that needs nothing, that has been fully tested out by me, and I'm going to have a fully funded maintenance account in the bank ready to go before I ever hit the road. So that's not going to be today. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's probably not even going to be this year. Excuse me. This crap still is holding on. But could be next year. Could be the first of next year. Here's the other twist to it. Instead of buying a truck and becoming an owner operator here, I could keep working as a company driver here and saving money here and investing money into the stock market, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. There is a possibility that I could just stay right here as a company driver and just keep going for however long it lasts here, Or here's the twist: I could buy one of these trucks and lease it on as an owner operator truck to this company and put a driver in that truck. I could stay here as a company driver and have an owner operator truck leased on with this guy and put a company driver in that truck. I could pay the company driver the same that I get paid and take that extra money and put it into a maintenance fund for that truck and possibly buy a second truck, or just keep putting the money in the bank. What do you think about that? You talk about options. We've got options on top of options on top of options. And that is why I have been saying here in my last few videos that I know the bottom has hit the market. I know it. We have hit the bottom and we are turning and we are pulling up and we have bright sunny skies ahead of us. Maybe not for the long term, 10, 15, 20 years long term, but for a short period of time, 2 to 4 year period here, I think we're just getting started. We're just coming out of this downturn, and we are coming up, and we're looking good for the next bit. So, what would you do? What option would you pick? Would you stay here as a company driver? It's not a bad gig at all. It's not bad at all. Good pay, good home time, fairly easy runs. Haven't ran into anything that is extremely stressful here. I don't have to worry about working on the truck. I just do it kind of as a favor to the guy to help him out because he's so good to me. We're working together. So hang out as a company driver. Buy a truck and go to work, as an owner operator and make that extra $1,500, $2,000 a week. Same thing, same gig that I've got. I would just have my own truck. I guess plan C or 3, whichever way you want to look at it, is I could buy another truck and put a company driver in it and pay that driver and pocket the rest of it, or put it into a maintenance account, build it up, for that particular truck, in case it has issues. Or I guess the fourth option is, fix my truck that's in the driveway, just slowly start putting money into it and just have a backup, Right now, for the last 2.5 years, the truck has just been sitting there. It is not really something roadworthy, dependable, but I know the truck. I know that it's got a new rear that's been rebuilt. I know that it's got a new transmission. I know the drive line's all been put into it brand new. All the new U-joints and yokes and new clutch, new transmission. Everything from the engine back, except for the front rear, is brand new on the truck. Lots of engine parts. It's got a new oil cooler that I put on. It's got a new water pump. It's got a new alternator, new starter, new radiator. It's got one new injector for sure. The others, I'm not quite sure what status they are. Man, I mean, there's just so many new parts. I've had that truck for, I don't know now, 4 years or something like that, and I have just put a ton of work into it. And it could be back up and going. Probably by the first of the year, if I put some effort into it, I could have it back up on the road going by next year. And just, I mean, slowly taking my time putting money into it and working on it. not, 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 really pushing hard. Uh, Man, there's so many options. There's so many options. I really don't know what's best and what's not. Uh, the primary thing, though, I mean, before we get too far into the truck thing, the primary thing is building a maintenance account. This is what I would say to any owner operator, anyone. Use me for an example or talk to anyone out there. Before you start shopping, before you start getting the big head, I'm going to be an owner operator, get your ducks in a row. Make sure your finances at home are stabilized, they're being taken care of. Start putting money back, start saving, start money management, start investing, looking into stocks or some kind of, even a CD at the bank, anything whatsoever. Put some money back, start saving, start building. I would not recommend, the very first truck I ever bought as an owner operator way back in 2007 was a 2004 International. No, it wasn't International. The 2004 Kenworth T600, and I paid cash for that truck. I believe it was $15,000, maybe $16,000. I paid cash for it. It did not take all of the money that I had in the bank. I had a money saved back. I had a maintenance account that was fully funded. My bills and my finances were taken care of at home. That's the way I started out as being an owner operator in 2007. And I'm glad I did, because the very first trip out with that truck, I went from a little town in Arkansas over to some town in North Carolina. Just as I was pulling some mountains and getting close to where I was delivering to, the truck just fell on its face, lost all power. Didn't know what had happened. Called a shop up, got it in there, and basically they had to do an overhead and put an exhaust manifold gasket on it, a turbo gasket in it, and some other work, and ended up costing me like $3,500. Very first trip out with my very first truck as an owner operator. If I didn't have the maintenance account, I would have been done my very first trip out. You've got to get your ducks in a row before you go to being an owner operator. After you become an owner operator, you have got to make way more money than what your home expenses are and what your truck expenses are. I would never tell anyone ever to go buy a truck and borrow money and then use a credit card as a maintenance account. Never do that. You will bury yourself in a heartbeat. Never do that. Get your ducks in a row. Do kind of like what I'm saying here. Get a good, stable company job that pays good, that you like, and build upon that. Take steps forward. And it's really sucked because in 2003, it all just came to a screeching halt for me, and I couldn't make any money. I couldn't find a good company to work for. The truck was just killing me as far as expenses go, and I just kept falling until finally I just threw the brakes on the truck and parked it and went home and said, to heck with it, let's restart. After all these years in trucking, I had to restart. And don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. You know, start building your money up and saving it and sticking it back and building for a future. The only reason anyone should ever become an owner operator is to better yourself. To better yourself. Don't be cruising through the parking lot with the extended hood Pete with your your chest stuck out, grinning from ear to ear, saying everybody's jealous of me, and you and you're putting negative $10 in the bank every week. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, because nobody cares when you go broke. Trust me. When you go broke and you go home and you have to sell that Peterbilt for pennies on the dollar, nobody's going to care about you then, buddy. Nobody's going to care. So don't be cruising around, rooster cruising in the parking lot, thinking everybody cares about you now, because they don't. Trust me, I've been there and done that. So with that being said, I'm going to get off here. It's a little bit longer of a video. Probably a lot of people won't watch it all the way through, but if you do, give me your comments and give me your heads up and tell me what you would do. What's your opinion? I don't know. Anyway, I mean, options are good, and good options are even better, and I've got lots of good options. So I'm doing all right, I think. You guys take care. Look out for each other. Take care of yourself. All that good stuff. And we will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.